Yes. So, when we understand it clearly, the delusion should not be there. And you have written your reflections beautifully. I will go one after the other, but yeah. So you have to apply the Eastern wisdom like a scientist, and like a scientist to remove the suffering there and then. So there and then you have removed it. And now you practice meditation. You abide in the real nature. That is, in short, the journey. I rightly say, you rightly almost you have written like this. How many times you were with the impulsive mind or anxiety, worries, laziness, reaction, duality, and a conflict? What did you do? Did you apply the Eastern wisdom or lived in delusion and suffering? Or did you apply and still you found the problem is still there? Did you reflect over the challenges again in the mind until the clouds of ignorance went away? Like this, we discussed. Now, let us see. Throughout the day, I contemplated the fact that I had a human birth, meaning I can work on myself and don't need to give in to the default mind and anxiety. Clarity is there, very clarity. Here is the default. Default mind means the reactive, deluded mind is there, and I'm using my intellect to know that now the default mind and reactive mind is acting on me. So I have to work on the mind. You handle the mind or mind handles you. That is the meaning that we have the human. That is why we are the human being. Animals can't do it. No living species can do except the human being. The object of anxiety was my examination and the ski trip I was set to go to over the weekend. Very small amount of bliss came through my inside, and I had direct experience that happiness comes from inside. That is a beautiful thing. Very beautiful. The more and more mind believes, experiences, recognizes the happiness is coming from inside. Obviously, you have written a beautiful sentence. This gave me a great confidence about the practices I was doing that day. One thing you have to understand, whether I'm able to make you understand or not, the principles of Eastern wisdom are absolute. They cannot be wrong. For the last 10,000 years, more than 3,000 teachers have been talking about this. They talk about the same principles. Yes, expression is different. Principles are the same. So they don't talk directly that you have a human birth. And when I realized where your mind is going, so I brought these principles written by one great master in a very systematic way. So these eight or nine steps are written in two verses, but that book contains maybe around 585 verses. So that is how the teacher, because I am aware of it, so I bring it, okay, let us start with that. Now you recognize the cause of anxiety. That is beautiful. And you continue to live in anxiety means you did not recognize. If anxiety is gone because your mind checked, both are junk, the junk file. The moment you have some sense of anxiety, oh, it's a junk file. The mind lays off it. How? Because of the knowledge. Because you communicate with your mind. You have written beautiful. I experienced some stress in the car and noted the stress is not me and doesn't affect the real me. Yes, you have to say it in your mind. You have to say it in mind, wait, recognize, maintain your awareness, see that you move from one pointed awareness to the second. Very good. You become aware, you noticed. That means you notice, and you might have felt the freedom from it. That is really wonderful. So now, my friend, when you recognize that happiness is within you, what forced you to drink? That is the greatest blunder. I drank at the ski trip. Now see that the deluded and the impulsive mind has taken over you. You take over the mind, or the mind takes over you. So when we say the mind has taken over you, it may be because of the peer pressure, but the peer pressure has a center in my mind. It is not outside. It is not outside. How can you say that it is outside? I have a choice. I have a human birth. Let there be any pressure from the peer birth. So you missed that and you did the blunder. Your impulsive mind took over you. It resurfaced with the past memories, maybe ego, maybe prarabdha, maybe reaction, and that forced habit. It is the impurity of the mind. Tell mind why you drink. You have to ask yourself to seek happiness. To seek happiness, but it is inside. To seek peace, but it is inside. Why your mind did not say this to, why your intellect did not say to the mind at the time of the drinking. So that you should have removed the cloud over the wisdom. Metaphorically, we can explain differently. Yes, I will answer another question that you put up in there. Yes, noticing the thoughts are surface level waves. Yes, always remember they are the surface level waves. I was alone for part of the day and recited that happiness is inside and that I don't need anyone else to be complete. I felt that my awareness was nearly constant. Yes. That is how my something reveals in me when I talk to people, when I give the lessons, and then it comes from within. I need not to make any effort. So you did it, when it is constant, from there the revelation comes. However, with some minor lapses in attention, I was aware of the inner peace throughout the night. Beautiful. Beautiful. You'll be surprised that yesterday night I didn't sleep even for an hour. The whole night, but I was totally relaxed and calm. Why? Because contemplation was going on, many revelations took place. That happens almost, once a week or sometime twice a week. So I don't force myself to fall into sleep, but don't do that in the beginning. I was slightly less discerning this day on the 8th. Part of the mind wanted to go to a Super Bowl party while another part of the mind wanted to stay at home. You see, the impulsive mind and the intellect. Now they are communicating. They are struggling. I realize that it doesn't really matter if I go or don't go. Yes, you have loosened the hold of the impulsive mind. Look at it. That is the right reflection. At least, I'm very happy the last week, the way you have started this journey. Yes, that is the way you have to write. I realize that it doesn't really matter if I go or I don't go. If I perform any action or don't perform any action, I am abiding in peace. The party is not happiness. Second point is very good. At the end of the day, same way that when the party is not happiness, the alcohol is not happiness. First, I need not to force myself to stop anything. My intellect guides me, goes to the mind, and then the mind says alcohol is junk. So you don't accept the junk. Junk is garbage. Throw it out. So when we have that awareness, it will happen. But this is wonderful. At the end of the day, I decided to stay home. That is good, and did a meditation practice, which you felt gave me more lasting happiness. And you did wonderful. Can you do it for any movement of the impulsive mind every day, even for a week without failing? You move to a level of a seeker. Move to a level of seeker, then we will follow. We will understand it again, the four practices, four qualification, and from there the spiritual journey begins. No doubt, first four practices also leads to one level of awakening. You start realizing, come on, I have a human birth. What the heck I'm doing? Why shouldn't I follow? This is right. The thought that I had said something wrong came up a few times, and I needed to remind myself that the body and the mind are not me. Yes. What you have done in the past is gone. It is past. It is dead. So I have to remind, mind and body, it has done some action. But make sure you don't repeat the same mistake. And you rightly said, you felt freer, less stressed after that. Later in the night, you got distracted by TikToks, TikToks. That is quite interesting for Gen Z, is TikTok business. Huh? TikTok business. So, I'm not asking you to stop forcibly. When you are looking at it, check, is the impulsive mind watching or is the intellect? Bring the intellect there. What I'm watching, what I'm watching. So when my members of the family, now nobody watches, many years ago, I could see that they are watching a movie, they get emotional. I said, stop it. They are making money. Movie is produced by a producer, directed by a director with a different plots, and they are simply acting. Why their acting makes you emotional? What principle? Observer and observed. They are always different. Poise method. I notice actor is crying. You're crying. You did very well because it affected my mind. But I remember that it is only an acting. It has nothing to do with the reality. I did it many years ago, and then I lost interest in all the movies. When a movie comes, I watch, it's okay. But I maintain that awareness. So you remain as a part of the society and the world, but inner peace is always maintained. Don't leave this process of analysis and reflection. I was, just calculating. I will talk about that Excel file later. So, what is Excel file? The row. Item number, serial number 1. Item is anxiety. How many times? So, last week you had anxiety about examination, skip trip anxiety, subtle worry about the class and concentration. All are formats of, I'm categorizing this. Fear of saying something wrong, fear around examination outcomes and social situations, party or versus staying home. That has to do with the fear. Second, serial number 2, item fear. How many times? 2 times this week. You can create an Excel sheet. Reaction 3 times. Automatic stress reactions in the car. Reflexive turning to the TikTok. Music when discomfort arises. Mood swing, maybe 4 or 5 times. Fluctuations between inner peace, bliss, and the stress. Distraction or restlessness across days. You clearly see, intellect clearly perceives this is reaction coming from the mind. I'm watching, I'm watching, I'm separate from it. Watching, and it is gone. Why? Wisdom is there, delusion is gone. Frustration, you had 4 or 5 times of frustration with difficulty concentration, where with the default mind taking over. Failure. Where is the failure emotion that I saw? Sense of I already lost when you try to fix concentration. Desire for happiness. Looking to examination result. Desire for happiness there. Happiness is here. First check your happiness is there, your peace and calm, prepare for examination. Leave the result on the existence. Finish. When I'm attached to any outcome, it is because I'm searching happiness outside. It doesn't mean that you don't work hard. You work hard. Peace, happiness inside, let me work hard. So desire for happiness. You can bring in other aspects: Super Bowl party, ski trip, phone content, etc. So sometimes they overlap, the anxiety and also desire for happiness. Attachment and aversion. Pull towards party versus preference to stay at home. You see the pull. Pull in the push, and you succeeded. When you succeeded, you feel very calm. Beauty is that the moment you apply the wisdom and you succeed, there is no end to that calmness and the joy inside. You succeeded in handling the mind inside. When you can succeed in handling the mind inside, you can succeed in anything, any venture in the world. Now everything comes from the mind. Delusion, Excel sheet, this is the 9th number or 8th number. I forget. Moments when you temporarily believe story is substance, the outer event, examination and social impression determine your completeness before correcting with the discernment. There is a delusion. So you see clearly the delusion part. When you see this delusion, you are free. Pride means ego and I-ness. More subtle identification with being on the track or a good seeker can flip into self-judgment. Very, very dangerous. When you don't meet your standard and you can flip into self-judgment, no self-judgment. Self-judgment when you don't meet your own standard means distraction, alcohol, etc., etc. Yes, the jealousy part was not present in your writing. What is striking is that in almost every case, you also explicitly step into the witness position. Stress is not me. Story is not a substance. Beautiful. Mind is not me. So when I say mind is not me, I keep on watching. I maintain my awareness and allow that awareness to drop this impulsive nature of the mind as a junk. You're definitely moving into the higher level of discernment. Beautifully. One wonder, blunder, blunder happens. But problem is that, problem is manifold. You do one blunder and you fall down. You have to restart. You have to reset. That is the problem. But it happens with everyone, no worries. When the default mind takes over, it masks peace and happiness inherent in us. Yes, I was drinking alcohol, the deluded mind masked peace and happiness inherent in us, and it projected the happiness outside. Not only impulsive mind, then I have a delusion. Eastern wisdom, obviously not dogma belief you have rightly written. Yes, for first four steps of awakening is beautiful. I have to recognize where my thought, speech, and action belongs to the impulsive and the animal mind, where my thought, speech, and action belongs to the discerning intellect. Categorize them. Oh, discerning intellect, this thought, then I am feeling pressure. Oh, belongs to the impulsive mind. Discerning intellect knows that you cannot have any pressure. So the more and more during the action you recognize, the better it is. You will find that you are becoming a seeker, and then we will revise the fourfold practices, and then we will go into the fifth and the sixth. Fifth is the systematic knowledge, but initial discipline includes the fourfold practices. Mental maturity, realizing that peace lies within and not in the sense objects, one facet of mental maturity. Mental maturity also means that I have a right perception. Mental maturity also means that I don't get easily emotional. I am not carried away by any emotions, whatever is happening in the world. That is also mental maturity. Mind does not fall prey to any impulsive demand and the need in the situation and the event and the person and the relations. Mental maturity, truth seeking mind, obviously. When you have mental maturity, then you ask the mind, what is the purpose of life? To find that peace and happiness within, to awaken to my real nature. That is the purpose of life, while goals in life will continue. Goals in life, a career, job, wealth, etc., etc., they will continue. I will put all my right effort in a right direction, and even in those moments, I will remember how my profession, how my work helps me to progress into the aim of life. That is the truth seeking mind, and yes, goal is the peace and happiness within, not just finishing task, a desire to go beyond surface reality, obviously. So just check what is surface reality. Science says I no, if you look at the wall, it is this wall, it is hard. Yes, for convenience, for applied life, it is hard. What the science says? No, it consists of matter. Matter consists of atoms, then molecules, then electron, proton, and neutron. No, go further. Oh, electron, proton, and neutron also behave like wave. No, that wave is energy. The entire existence is nothing but what we say metaphysics, electromagnetic waves. Is alcohol also is electromagnetic wave? Answer is yes. It is also. When every matter is that, water is a matter. H2O, liquid, alcohol, intoxication, chemicals is also a matter. So it is also electromagnetic wave. So there is no difference at the substratum between the wall and the alcohol? Answer is yes, there is no difference. It's only the configuration difference. What is the difference between your body and my body? It's just an appearance outside. Our body will consist of the same carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. You are a doctor, so you understand it clearly. Behind the skin, everything is same. Even the skin is the same. Appearance is different. What is appearance? It's a wave. It's not. It's not. Nothing there. So when you see cute and beautiful girl, you say, okay, let me check. Skin appears to be different. Gender comes from my impulsive nature. It has become my habit. So the impulsive nature says, get attached. I'm attracted. Okay. Otherwise, you see, it is the same blood, same system, same skin, same matter, same protoplasm, same cell. We are young, you will say, but some organs are different. But that organ is also made up of the same matter. Existence has just placed some organ like this and some organ like that. So when you contemplate and reflect like this, you will lose interest. Oh, it's a junk. So when it is a junk, first time you understand what is dispassion. Then dispassion is not indifference. Dispassion is not forced detachment. Dispassion is a liberation. Oh, when I meet this girl, oh, you say, come, you're beautiful, everything is okay, but my mind is totally relaxed. Done, finished. So with one event, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, by repetition, mind changes. But the first three steps, to follow the first three steps, we need to follow a discipline. And I gave you one discipline. Obviously, I told you not only poise method, aware method, you notice, you contemplate, you reflect, followed by you practice, you analyze daily, you apply the wisdom, then you evaluate your attitude, behavior, and conduct. You also evaluate your attitude, behavior, and conduct. And oh, yes, now it is expressed in the thought that I'm not going anywhere. I will sit and meditate. That is your attitude. You had a thought, and that changed everything. So, no doubt, the first four steps of awakening, I feel, that is how we teachers do. We take principles from one text and from other, and we exercise. Suffering is not possible if we are separate from our experiences. A beautiful statement you made, you have written it, and that makes some emotional challenges dissolve instantly. Answer is big yes. Conditional. What is conditional? That it is not a dry intellectual statement. You are living into that awareness, you are noticing. And that notice word I have put into the poise practice also and aware practice also. So those practices are also help you. So emotional challenges dissolve instant. I thought that this is a very good topic and I must spend some time in today's session. So contemplation and reflection, the way you have done, is beautiful. Instantly, if I recognize this fact that all experiences happen in the mind and mind is not me, you sit down. Mind is pushing you. Yes, mind, you want me to stand up and run after the Super Bowl. No, let me be aware. I'm sitting. Yes, I'm sitting. I'm not standing up. No, I'm not standing up walking for a Super Bowl. No, let me continue. What is that point? place, position, and posture. You have to link it. Once you link it, oh, you're done. Poised method of mindfulness and aware method of mindfulness. Whether you pick up aware method or poised method, it hardly makes. Even if there is a frustration, leave it with the body. I'm not the body and the mind. One option. Second option, oh, mind, can you check place of the body? Can you check position of the body? Yes. Can you check the posture? Don't move. Can you be comfortable? Yes, you become comfortable. Now you have a sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You are not thinking about going anywhere, which started with the impulsive mind. You have shifted your mind. That is how you apply the poise and aware method of mindfulness in your daily life. Or just few minutes. You're talking to someone, no problem. But internally, you say place, position, and posture, being comfortable. Now being carefree, I'm noticing what my friend is talking to me. At the same time, I'm also noticing what thoughts are going into my mind. Check that you separate. Presence, that means noticing, you become observer and you investigate. Now investigate. I have thoughts coming, passing on to me by my friend in a conversation, and I have other thoughts in my mind that is also passing. They both are the same. They are the thoughts, contents of the mind. Whether I feel it's coming from this mind or that mind. So little subtler level we have to do it. Buddha took 7 years to reach enlightenment, the first 6 of which were preparation, yes. People don't understand this point. People say, oh, mindfulness is just close your eyes and focus on the breath. It's so easy. If it is easy, then Buddha is better than you. Then why he spent 7 years there? Was he joking? We don't put that into our context. We say, let us focus on the breath and do this. No, no, no. Awakening does not happen in a day. The default mind takes time to dissolve it. Again, I also discussed, I think, some of the previous talk, awakening happens in a flash. If you are a perfect seeker, that is what happened to the Buddha. After 6 years, he was sitting under a Bodhi tree with his teacher and he got awakened. So it happened in a flash. But can it happen in a flash to everyone? Answer is no. They are not ready. The master who wrote this 8 steps, at the age of the 12, he understood clearly. His mind was pure. And he was insisting that he will go to the Himalayas or monastery to continue his journey. But his mom did not agree at the age of 12. So just at the front of his house, there was a river. I'm telling you about the highest level of a seeker. So this 12-year boy entered into the river and the crocodile caught his one leg. He started crying to attract the attention of his mom. The mom said, what should I do? So he said, I will try to release myself from the crocodile if you allow me to go for meditation into the monastery. Imagine the intensity. He was not at all scared of the death. Yes, I will give you. I'll give you permission. At least you are alive. He fought with the crocodile. Luckily, he got out of it. And he said, now you have to give permission. So mother said that at the time of the death, I will remember you and you have to come back. So only at the time of the death, he came back. Many stories like this, real life stories. So you see that the real time, the real me cannot be criticized. Yes, we have to remember this all the time. You will find that you are relaxed. You are a king in the forest of this universe and the world of people, relations, and even you feel that you are alive. Why? You cannot be criticized. But people are criticizing you. Let them. They don't give you a certificate who you are. Only you can give the certificate to yourself. The real me cannot be criticized, only the body and the mind. We must live and work in the world as actors, yes. That is dawning on and off the personal identity. Yes, I have to get rid of this personal identity. The moment we get rid of this personal identity with the body and the mind, every day, better it is, you will definitely move and become a seeker. I must not carry the burden of the person at any time. Yes. If I do something wrong, I should apologize and move on. Yes. You should not only apologize, you should contemplate and reflect. You should tell the mind, don't repeat it again, and move on. You finish that event completely by contemplation and reflection. The life will change. We cannot manifest a perfect examination or anything perfectly in the world. The world changes in many, and thus it is imperfect. Today, a person is a good friend to you, tomorrow he is an enemy to you. Today he praises you, tomorrow he criticizes. You cannot control their mind. They are also living with their impulsive nature. Oh, they are also living with their impulsive nature. So from their impulsive nature, they are attached to me and they are detached with me. So why should I worry? It is their impulsive mind. They are living in ignorance. Why should I worry? Today in the afternoon, I was giving this lesson to this 90-year-old woman. She is doing great. She has been with me for the last almost 15 years now. In the days of the 90s, she doesn't want to leave. She lives in perfect calm in the poise, and she wants to know more. I was talking to her. I said, someone says you are crazy. Now check. Is the word, did he slap you? That is why you are upset? No. Did that guy touched you? That is why you are upset? No. No, no, he said me that you are crazy. That is why I am upset. Okay, so the word crazy hit you? No. Then what happened? Why I'm upset? My mind gave a wrong interpretation of that guy who told me that I am crazy. My mind gave me a wrong interpretation. So my mind goes with the body. A subtle ego erupted. That ego said, I'm body and the mind, and you are saying me I'm crazy. Whereas the body, you say any word to the body, it is not affected. Why you are affected? You are affected because of ego. So she started laughing. He said, that is really wonderful. I get it. Mine. You read the book and the word crazy is there. You read it, do you become crazy? Why should I? So you see, you have written why I'm stressing that. Real me cannot be criticized. Only the body and the mind can. Only the mind and body can. When I identify with the body and the mind, when I don't identify with the body and mind, you keep on saying whatever you want to say. I'm free. Why I identify? Because subtle ego erupts. It comes back again and again. And we have to honor, we have to recognize, and we have to keep a distance. So, rightly said, I must not carry the burden of a person at any time. If I do something wrong, I should apologize and move on. Very good. We cannot manifest a perfect examination. You have done. The word changes. If I'm afraid of a snake, I'm separate from both I-ness and thought of fear from the snake. Yes, I'm holding back onto this level because there are subtle principles involved. We will talk about it later. I fell back on the track this week. Yes, that is your conclusion is very good. Now, is it not so simple? Why don't you apply these simple things in your life? I told you Eastern wisdom is very simple. It does not need, I told you in one of the sessions, you don't need a higher IQ. To become a doctor, you need IQ. To do anything in the world, you need an IQ. But to look at yourself, it's a common sense intellect. And with that common sense intellect, provided I remember these principles, why I forget? Because of the impulsive mind. I don't remember. I forget it. So I was able to frequently apply the principles to my daily experiences. Answer is big yes. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. I will be more happy if you become a seeker. Once a seeker, always a seeker. Never ends. Life, future life becomes so easy as a professional, as a relation in the family, with their friends, with you connect. You connect to the world outside with discernment and dispassion, with clarity, not with the delusion. And when you connect with the world outside with clarity, with the right perception, with the discernment and dispassion, deluded mind don't attack you, so you remain free. Oh, today I have a fever. Okay, very good. Let me do practice meditation and see I'm not the fever. Or whatever the fever and experiences belongs to the mind, relationship to the body. So you asked me what are the rules regarding drinking alcohol. It means your impulsive mind wants to know, wants to drink it. Behind it, there is already an impression. Oh, I will continue to drink it, but you tell me what is the rule. What is the rule of a dating? So you are interested in dating. So just make it very reflective. You reflect on it that mind why you are insisting on the rules regarding drinking alcohol. It means there are some rules of drinking alcohol and there are rules to avoid drinking alcohol at particular event or in a particular relationship. No. You are focused on the alcohol. Why don't you replace alcohol with the real self? You reply, oh, well, but what I'm doing, what is the purpose of my life? My purpose of my life is you have to contemplate, you have to think over it. Don't force the mind. I never say, don't force the mind. Don't enforce the discipline in Eastern wisdom comes with the discernment and dispassion, with clarity, with the right perception. Right, when there is a right perception, I see the well, I will not jump into the well. You don't force. However, yes, Eastern wisdom says we should avoid it, all kinds of intoxicants, because it suppresses the nerves of the brain. In fact, it has a different manifestation. It is almost a diluted manifestation. You drink it and it is suppressed, and you feel that you are euphoric experiences. Mine, but I'm not my experiences. Again, go back. You reflect, I'm not my experiences. So if I drink it, then what's the problem? I enjoy it. Okay, that enjoy is your projection and delusion. How can you say? A lot of millions of people drink. So Eastern wisdom asks you a question. If intoxication is present in the bottle of an alcohol, then why that bottle does not dance? Bottle should also be intoxicating. So it is my projection. Chemical effect is secondary, but it is my projection. If that liquid contains the property of pleasure and euphoria, then bottle should always be euphoria. They will jump in a liquor shop. They will always jump. So I have to contemplate and reflect. Don't force. Moment you force the mind, you know what happens? The same impulsive mind divides into two. Knowledge does not force. If I force you, you are Michael. Come on, you keep on saying, what I am, I know it. Knowledge does not force. Wisdom does not force. Wisdom does not force. But when you force to take it and not to take it, the impulsive mind divides into two. One part of the mind says, I will. Other says, no. I am in a spirituality business. No, if I do this, I will have this. So it is the same mind struggling against each other. I have to recognize that both the thoughts coming from the same mind. One is saying yes, other is saying no, yes, no, and I fall into anxiety, duality, and a conflict. Forgetfulness is there. So now I am in the state of the forgetfulness. Then the impulsive mind, third impulsive mind says, come on, let's have it and sleep. Tomorrow we will think. Out of the mind. Buddha says this. I explained the principles of the Buddhism. So Buddha says it clouds your mind precisely because they lead to heedlessness and make it easier to break other ethical guidelines. So once you fall down into your, there is another way to understand. You are falling into consciousness or you are rising into consciousness. You take everything that helps you to rise in consciousness. Don't take anything that makes you fall into consciousness. Alcohol, intoxicant, sleep. You fall into unconsciousness. So bring in front of your mind the right perception. Many teachers today frame it. If you are committed to awakening, alcohol is at the best a serious hindrance and at worst incompetent. It is because I fall into unconsciousness. What is unconscious? Impulsive mind, animal mind. First principle, human birth, human intellect. Well, now you can easily understand with these four principles. Hindrance and at worst incompatible with it has nothing to do with incompatible. How can you make it compatible? One is the state of unconsciousness, habitual and instinctive mind, and one is the wisdom mind. It has nothing to do with compatibility. They both are different. You are sleeping or you are awake. They both are not compatible. Sleeping means falling into unconsciousness, getting carried away by the mind. I was talking to this woman afternoon. I said, you see that? Mind is there. Prarabdha is deep inside here. I don't know. Past memories. At present, I don't know. I'm aware I'm listening to you and you can say it. But now, at the same time, from that prarabdha, from that past impression, some trigger takes place and some thought appears on the surface. Some thought appears on the surface, and that helps you to pick up the thoughts that are coming and going into your mind. Okay, they have just started coming. And I say, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavati. You replace it with, may there be happiness for all. Again, a thought appears, may there be happiness for all. Again, it comes, may there be happiness for all. And then you tell those crazy thoughts, happiness is my essential nature. What the heck you are doing? They will dissolve, they will disappear. Mangalacharan is so important. Also remember, this week, the moment you wake up, you sit on the bed, eyes closed, pick up any mantra. Even simple, may there be happiness for all, may there be peace for all. Is your mind ready to say, or is the mind is jumping around, remembering the past, recalling the past event, or getting into anxiety? Still you do it, may there be happiness. Your mind says, no, I don't want to do it. May there be happiness for all. So when you do this, few weeks, every day in the morning, you start your day, happiness is my nature, peace is my nature, auspiciousness is my nature, completeness is my nature. So first it will have an influence and impact in the first few hours, but you are doing it regularly without fail for a few weeks and a month. Now you see, yes, now I have become a seeker. Yes, my mind is empty. Now is the time to move ahead. For the systematic knowledge, the fifth and the sixth step. So now, because discernment is very clear to you, intellect is ready to discern instantly. So even while listening to me, you will continue to discern with those principles, followed by the practice, and the life starts changing. Then your medical life, your profession, your student life, you continue your life. With everything in the universe is so normal, casual, carefree, but internally you are fired with a burning desire to reach to that awakening state. We need that mind which not on a single hour forgets awakening is required. This life awakening is required. That seeker we have to become before we move into the. No, we will talk about it. Then I will revise it in a different way so that your mind will open. Hmm? So it's a meaningful. I gave you one example. It came to my mind naturally while I was coaching that women, 90 years old. She said, "This seems to be very good. It means I notice the thought of anxiety comes, and if I superimpose, may there be peace for her." I said, "Yes. Why don't you do it? I'll do it." But anyhow, for the last couple of weeks and the months, I'm totally in calmness and peace. She is not at all concerned about her awakening, but she is almost near to this awakening. Can you imagine 90 years old, living single in her home, cooks her food, very well maintaining her health. She walks and she takes care of her grown up kids who are in their 50s and their 60s. She sends money to their two kids. Why? I don't need, I have enough. Dispassion. That brings the kind of a freedom. Huh? So Mangalacharan mantra is very important. And then the last time we did it, aware practice, awareness, clouds in the sky. Aware clouds in the sky. Awareness, we discussed A acronym, clouds in the sky. The step 2, fish returning to the deep water. Oh, fish returning to the deep water, yes. That is what withdrawal is. And then we have the abolish identification. Mirage seen as mirage. Mirage is not seen as a reality. Abolish identity. Mirage seen as mirage. Fourth is relaxation. Pond becoming still. Now go back, as if it is a pond. 93% is submerged into the water. The rest 7%, you have all those thoughts. Who cares? Pond becomes still. Now pond is still, you can easily see what is coming on the surface, if any, and you are always ready. May there be peace for all. May there be happiness for all. May there be auspiciousness for all. Every day. Someday you don't succeed. That is another thing. You don't succeed, don't worry about it. But your mind remembers and does the practice without faith. It does the practice. My master used to say, I used to complain him, no, today I failed. Oh, but you did it? Yes, I did it. Very good. You succeeded. Why? Impulsive mind did not took over you and you handled the mind, you did it. Impulsive mind did not allow you to succeed. That's okay. You have already done it. So one day, then what happens? Whatever the challenges you have at the physical level, mental, relationship level, past impressions, your mind says, now I will do it and I will get rid of it. That happens. That happens. My master used to live at 12,000 feet above the sea level in the Himalayas, from where the Ganges River starts. And the Ganges River, such a speed flow. it flows at maybe around 50 or 60 miles per hour, and there is a roaring sound. So my master used to take us, all of us, to that, at the corner of the river. You see that? You see this stone. It has become so smooth. Can you ever imagine? The water can make the rock so smooth? But it has become. It's a fact. That Ganges River is flowing for the last almost thousands of years. So it has made every stone, rock, very smooth, crushed into the sand. Can you imagine water can crush the rock into? No, it can. Why? River means flowing water. It can do it. That is what the human intellect is. Human intellect says, no, how can I fail? Impulsive mind says, you have already failed. You are already scared.